Hi, it's Alexis Hasselberger, time management and productivity coach. Now, today I want to talk about task lists, but something really specific about our task lists or our task systems. And this is the topic of organization, right? Now, I bet you're thinking I'm going to say, yes, organize, be so organized. Organized is better, right? But I actually have a slightly different take on this. Now, I work with high achieving people all the time who come in and they often will have, well, sometimes they have no task list. They're keeping it all up here. But if they do have a task list, it is likely to be incredibly organized, right? There are lots of things on it. There are lots of categories. They might spend a lot of time rearranging things on their task lists. And yet they're stressed. They're overwhelmed. They're feeling like, this task system that they're using isn't actually helping them move things forward. Although it kind of feels good when we spend a lot of time organizing these things and putting things in boxes and categories, et cetera. In fact, I'm working with some people sometimes who they may spend an entire afternoon like reorganizing their task list. And then they're wondering, why is this task list not pushing them forward? Sometimes the organization is too much, right? So I always strive to have a minimally organized task list, like a task list that has the minimum amount of overhead, the minimum amount of organization to actually make something move forward, right? And so a lot of people are surprised to learn that my task system does not have, this complex taxonomy of all these nested folders and nested categories, because I just find that that actually wastes the time instead of getting things done, right? And the key to this is that we want to focus on the metric that is actually important when it comes to getting things done. And this is when. When are we going to do the things, right? We need to somehow tie our task systems, what we're doing, our prioritization to time, to when we're actually going to do these things. Because we can have the most beautifully organized task list in the world. And if it's not helping us figure out when we should do the things, it's not helping us really at all. We're going to remain overwhelmed. Now, I use a method of kind of date-based prioritization for this, right? Because I think the most important factor is when. When are we going to do the things? Now, is this the only factor? No, but kind of, because everything else prioritization-wise flows into that, right? I need to know whether something is important, is urgent, et cetera. But all of that is going to factor into when am I going to do the thing, right? So if you find yourself in a position where you have beautiful task lists, where you have highly structured organization, but yet you find yourself just wondering, I spent so much time on this task list. I spend so much time organizing things. Is it actually moving things forward? Then the answer for you might be less organization, right? I don't want it to be so hard for you, right? I want it to be easy. And sometimes less is more. It really is in this case. Now, I want to give you an example, just a kind of metaphor of how to think about this, right? Like, let's say that you need to organize your hall closet or your garage. Now, the first thing that you want to do here is not to go buy a bunch of containers and then just start organizing things into containers, right? That is actually not going to help you with the concept or the organization that you're trying to do here. What you're actually trying to do first is figure out what needs to be in the garage or in the closet. And sometimes this means taking things out. Sometimes this means putting things in a place where it's easier to access because you need to get to them sooner, et cetera. But the first thing you're not going to do is go and organize stuff and then put them all in boxes. What you really don't want to do is have boxes within boxes, making things even harder to get to. It might seem very organized, right? Let's say you have a bin for all of your winter clothes, and then inside of that bin is a bin for gloves. And inside of that bin is a bin for, the inserts that would go inside the gloves or whatever it is, right? Now, this may be very organized, but it's also going to make it a lot harder to actually access these things, to find them when you need them, right? Because your brain might be thinking, has to now remember this taxonomy of like, okay, I need to go there, et cetera. So sometimes removing organization, removing folder structures can be better. The important metric I want you to remember in any task system is when. When am I going to do the thing? Because if we're not thinking about when we're going to do it, it is likely not to happen. And we're likely to spend a lot more time organizing than actually doing. And that's when we start to feel like, what is the point of this anyway? It's like, why am I spending any time at all in this task list if really all I'm doing is moving things around? So that's my PSA for today. If this has resonated with you, let me know. If you like this content, give me a thumbs up here. If you are not yet subscribed, make sure that you are so that you get this content in your feed every single week. Until next time.
If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe because only about 14% of the people are subscribed. Thank you.